Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is June the 23rd, 2019. Strong hand. Be a unique beast. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Unconfiscatable. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Offended by selling. I'm not going anywhere. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Your home of for Bitcoin insider information. No fancy sets or graphics. Yeah, you better believe this is conviction. You better believe this is authentic. You better be playing this at 2x if you're watching this taped. Always be learning that. Just then, you just heard a lot of Adam Meister catchphrases there, sayings from this show. Pound that like button is another one. Okay, guys, I'm obviously very pumped. Yesterday's show, Beyond Bitcoin, legendary. Check it out. DisruptMeister.com. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. Friday's show, This Week in Bitcoin. We had a great one. Be sure to check out who was on the show. I don't even remember who was on the show. It was so darn good. I've got the names written down here. Who was on the show? Bitcoin Tina was on. David Bennett was on. And Christian, it was a great show. Check it out. DisruptMeister.com, TechBalt.com, SportsMeister.com also. All my old podcasts. All these shows are in podcast form. You don't need to see this pretty face. You can listen to it in podcast form. Again, play this at 2x. Be more efficient. Okay. So all you Fiat freaks are going wild. You're dancing the night away. Okay? Yeah. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin still. Yeah. Us holders, we just had the biggest smiles on our faces because, hey, did we really have to wait that long to be proven right yet again? And now all the no-coiners, there's a lot of anger out there. There's a lot of excuses out there. There's a lot of people, all the traders out there. I got to buy it back. I got to pay $5,000 more than, Oh, yeah, that doesn't feel good. And we're going to talk about how it even feels worse in 1 second for all you new coiners. But us holders, we're loving it. And hey, we're loving the mainstream media articles that came out on Saturday. They were typical. It was so predictable that the moment Bitcoin would hit $10,000 again for all you Fiat freaks, all the mainstream news would be like, Bitcoin's not dead. We were wrong. Too bad you listened to us. Well, you should have been listening here. But this is home of Bitcoin insider information. No fancy sets or graphics. So, yeah, you got a big smile on your face. You had the insider information. You got a big frown on your face. You've been paying attention to the mainstream media and the bikini girls. Well, at least you're happy down. Well, no, you're probably not happy down there either if you're, like, getting your jollies out of watching Bitcoin bikini girls. Anyway, so continuing on with this, the tweet here from Pump. This parabolic move by Bitcoin is exposing who made good decisions during the bear market and who made bad ones. So what's an example of a person who made a good decision during the bear market? A person like me who did nothing, who just held his Bitcoin and collected his crypto dividends, of course, because if you control your own private key, you get airdrops, you get all this nonsense, and not nonsense, you get interest, airdrops, forks. You turn it into more Bitcoin. So, of course, the bear market started. When did it start? There's a big crash in November. I remember something like that. It got to the low of 3,100 in December. I've got more Bitcoin than I did then. Pound that like button, pound. So you could tell, as Pomp said, that, I'm exposed for making the good decisions. Now, the people who made the bad decision, God. Yeah, the ones waiting around for $1,000. Yeah, it's funny that magical $1,000 number, and then it was like $11,000 a few hours ago. I mean, it's quite a different mindset. You're waiting for it. Adam, it's going to be 1,000. I'll just buy back then. No, there were people who said that, and I would be like, yeah, whatever, pay the IRS, do what you're going to do, I guess. And now I did nothing, and now it's $11,000. Well, anyways, as Pomp said, this the parabolic move by Bitcoin. It's exposing a lot of people out there. But the funny thing is, this market it's exposing a lot of people, but the 80%ers, they're all going to forget. They don't care. In a few months, they'll make the same mistakes. They're impulsive. They'll be trading again. They'll be paying the IRS big taxes again. They'll be following Bitcoin bikini girls again. Same thing over and over and over again. And we'll just laugh because we're the holders. We get the strong hands. We're not impulsive. We'll laugh as our Bitcoin stash becomes bigger and bigger, and the hilarity of the no coiners becomes funnier and funnier, and the 80% repeat. I mean, again, I've been through this before. Okay, you think they learn their lessons from the ICOs and everything for that? They don't learn their lessons. That's what 80%ers are going to do. What 80%ers are going to do, and they'll value their wealth in fiat. And again, for all your people, they'll eventually learn, and everyone will become a Bitcoiner one day. No, they won't. No, as I said on yesterday's show, there are plenty of people that are happy with the fiat system, with the inflation, with all that stuff, and they will be the majority forever and ever. So fitting in is clearly overrated. I wouldn't want to fit in with them. I would rather value my wealth in Bitcoin and become wealthier, and let the 80%ers do what they're going to do. Let them buy a new car on credit, whatever they're going to do, and then get on welfare. Let the government control them. That's fine. I mean, they're opting into that. You can opt into the Bitcoin overlay. You can stick around for the old way. Again, I talk about this a lot on Saturday's show. For all the doomers out there, they're just like, well, I won't buy the Bitcoin until the U.S. dollar is no longer the world reserve. You're going to be waiting a long time, dude. You're going to be waiting a long time, making up those doom excuses, waiting for the the financial reset. Yeah, Doug Casey, he's been talking about the financial reset since 1981. But at least Doug Casey, he's pumping cryptocurrencies now too. He at least has evolved a little bit. Most of the gold, the gold bugs, and we're going to talk about one in a second, that they're still waiting for the financial reset. At least Doug Casey and his whatever you want, say what you want. At least he can talk his doom and gloom, but his actions are actually buying Bitcoin and stuff. And so that look at someone's actions. Not just all the doom and gloom they sell, but no, the doom and gloomers not positive to live your life just waiting for that financial reset. That's when you're going to buy your Bitcoin. Yeah, okay. You don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Holding your breath since 1981 is pretty long, pretty hard thing to do. Okay, now it's funny. It's not a coincidence that this email from Coinbase. I'm about to, and again, if you got questions, type in Bitcoin Meister in the chat. I will try to get to them. It looks like this is going to be a long show because I'm still on freaking fire from yesterday. I'm happy. Someone said not to mention all the people saying we're going to 1800 BTC. Yes, Jay Gulroy. There were many people saying that. And whatever, people could say what they want to say. And, you could believe that. And you sell all your Bitcoin, value your wealth in fiat, and then be like, I got to buy it back now. It's going to cost me a lot more now. What the IRS knows about me now. We'll get into that in a second. And again, people, it's not glamour. It's so boring what you do. You just hold on to your Bitcoin. You use it as a savings account. You greedy. You know what they call me. You greedy. You're a leech. You're living off of everyone just by saving. Again, these people have no concept of building wealth. No concept of all of what wealth is. Spend. And again, they could do that. I'm not calling them names or anything like that. They can call me a greedy. You know what they call me. And but I just got a big smile on my face again because for all those fiat freaks out there, what am I now? What compared to December? How much wealthier am I in terms of fiat? Again, I have more Bitcoin, but for you fiat freaks out there, how much wealthier is Adam Meister now? With 3,100 into 11,000. Okay, let's think about that. I mean, we're getting close to almost 4 times as wealthy in terms of fiat. But again, I value my wealth in Bitcoin. I'm just trying to get more Bitcoin. I mean, just trying to. But again, I want to break it down for the no coiners. I want to break it down for Peter Schiff and everybody like that. So that they can understand it in their terms, in terms of the fiat and everything. But again, Peter Schiff. Let me say one thing about that. About those type of no coiners. At least he knows what savings is. He understands what savings is. The people who call Peter and I greedy, you know what? No, they don't know what savings is. And again, if they like the scapegoat. Oh, the scapegoat. It's just the hoarders of the world. They're the problems. We must take away from the hoarders. Hey, dude, I'm not hurting anybody. You're hurting yourself by having that negative attitude. Blaming me for your problems, for your spending, for getting into altcoins, for getting into doom. It's a personal responsibility is a new counterculture. Pound that freaking like button. Now, moving on. Yes, so Coinbase sent the email. Oh, God, this is going to be a long show. It's no coincidence. Coinbase, new track prices in real time with the Coinbase app. Find out about price changes and important announcements related to your favorite cryptocurrencies real time. So, yeah, they want you to get their app but it is no coincidence they start promoting their app on the day that every single person is checking the price of Bitcoin, which was like Friday or whatever. I doubt it's a coincidence because I think you have to go to Coinbase, you can't even see the price of Bitcoin unless you're logged in or something. I mean, it's ridiculous. But no, they want you to get their app because their app will also encourage you to buy all the altcoins that they ridiculously have listed there. Hey, but that's 80% are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to sign up for Coinbase. They're not going to buy Bitcoin and then take it off and put it on their Trezor like they should. They go, oh, let me diversify for the sake of diversification. You know, being an altcoin holder today, it's not looking too good. These last few days, again, some of you are like, oh, my altcoin went up $5. You see, I went up. My altcoin went up just like Bitcoin. Now you're wealth in Bitcoin. In terms of Bitcoin, your coin is going down, dude. It's not beating Bitcoin. Most of them that are out there. And I mean, this is the long-term case. But again, you're going to have to learn the hard way. And most of you won't learn anyway. And you don't like this show. You have to stop watching this show. Stop watching that because you're not learning. You're not learning. You're not learning. You're like looking at me. And you're like, why is it dark in that room? Why is it dark in that room? That's what you're thinking. That's what everything that I just said. The 80%ers that are watching this, why is it dark in that room? Why is his hair long? That's what they get from this show. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I mean, the different worlds we live, the 20% of the world, the 80% of the world, the insider information, and the people who just want to look at bikini girls. I mean, it's unbelievable. So yes, this is my hair. This is Adam hair. Yes, you learned well today, 80%. Okay, moving on. I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame. Let's see. So we talked about Coinbase. God, what is this? Okay. All right, here we go. This is what most people, here's something. People like to use the term, well, Adam, aren't you going to take some money off the table? There's this term that people love to say, taking money off the table. You got to take some money off the table. But let me tell you what most people don't tell you about that term. Let me tell you what that term really means. Here's the real definition of taking money off the table in terms of Bitcoin. Okay? Pay the IRS short-term or long-term capital gains tax. Hire an accountant and miss out on crypto dividends. Again, that is what taking money off the table means in terms of Bitcoin. Because I'm offended by selling. And that's why you should be offended by selling everything that I just said. Because taking money off the table involves paying the IRS either short-term or long-term capital gains taxes. Okay, you gotta make sure you're filing those taxes correctly. And currently, the United States is quite nebulous about how to report your crypto tax. They want you to report it, but they don't exactly tell you the correct way to do it. If you're going from Bitcoin to altcoin to Fiat to altcoin to Bitcoin to altcoin to all the taking money off the table nonsense. Okay, and so you got to make sure you consult that costs money to consult your accountant and everything. And then, of course, you miss out on the crypto dividends. You miss it. You're not going to get the MimbleWimble coin crypto dividend that you got to register by July 19th to get. And we're going to talk about in a second. But again, so that is what taking money off the table really means. Now, it sounds really not. Oh, it sounds like you're so smart. You took some money off the table. No, you're not that smart. You're not smart at all because you're again, short-term capital gains tax or long-term. I don't know how much you paid for it originally. I don't know when you bought it originally. I don't know the whole deal. That's what you have to worry about when you take the money off the table, okay? And then you got to worry about getting back into Bitcoin. How are you going to buy back in again? I mean, are you going to have the cojones to buy back in again when it goes up so much and you took some money off the table? And again, so I've never sold a Bitcoin for fiat. Never, baby. And it's a pretty darn good feeling. All those crypto dividends that I've received and all the Bitcoin that I still have. It's great. Because I truly value my wealth in Bitcoin. I'm just trying to get more and more of them. Again, but if you want to take some money or take some fiat off the table, be my guest. But just know what the real definition of that is. Understand what it is. And then, of course, once you've done that and you've reported everything to the IRS, then they know. Oh, then they know. They know what you are. They know exactly what you are. They got their eye on you at that point too. I mean, again, if you want to poke the beast a little bit, then you can poke the beast a little bit. Take some money off the table. Poke beastie a little bit. Poke him. See what happens. I don't want to see what happens. Okay, so here is a FOMO. Here's a FOMO tweet by someone, and it was on a Peter Schiff related Twitter thread. And trust me, there's a lot of them out there now. Oh, okay. All you older people had a chance to invest in housing stocks, gold, etc. when they were cheap. I ain't missing out on this chance, even if I lose my money. I know Bitcoin isn't cheap, but there's only 21 million for the whole world. Okay, so this guy has some FOMO. He brings up some pretty good points there. You know what? Again, if you just woke up because it hit $11,000, okay, it's not perfect, but again, it's better than waking up at $20,000 when it gets, because again, we're one day closer to $20,000. We're one day closer to the all-time high. It returns to its all-time high every day. So it's better now than never. Okay, better now than never, dude. I thought it was a pretty funny tweet there. Yeah, old people had their chance with housing and stuff. Okay, whatever. Worry about yourself, dude. Worry about yourself. This is your chance. This chance is bigger than it all, baby. This is bigger than stocks, housing, gold. Oh my God, gold. All right, so here, let's talk about some Schiff desperate hilarity here, okay? Peter Schiff, I'm not gonna even go over his most recent tweets. All of you are like, look what he just said, look what he just said. Oh, no, look what he said Facebook coin, he said this, he said that. I don't care about what he just said. Let me tell you what he said on December the 8th, 2018, because this sums it all up. This sums up so many of the no coiners that you guys forget. You forget tweets like this. I don't forget. December 8th, 2018, the fantasy that Bitcoin will rally to new highs, as it has done many times following prior crashes, will not only keep holders from selling, but sucker them into adding to their positions, enabling the guys who got in early to keep ringing the cash register all the way down. All the way down. Very interesting, because I think December 8th, what was Bitcoin? $3,100, and then what's it now? What's it now? It's close to 11,000 again. Because I mean, he's talking about fiat prices. I got to talk his language there for a second. Again, yeah, sure. I mean, it's returned. All the guys, it'll never get to 10,000 again. Never say never again. Pound that like button like James Bond used to pound those. Now, all right. So Jay Torado says Bitcoin. Oh no, I'll save that one for another. I'll save that for next time. That's for next time. We don't know. All right. All right. So with all this gold talk out there, because again, some of Peter Schiff's tweets involve, gold being better than Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it's amazing. Gold just hit $1,400. I mean, back in 2017, if you would have paid $1,300 for gold, and you would have just made $100. Of course, if you would have paid $1,300 for Bitcoin at the same time, well, you can do the math. So wait, Bitcoin Printed has said, institutional FOMO happening now? Maybe it's the OTC. Is OTC market dried up? Was there ever really an OTC market? I mean, that's been my question all along, dude. Is news about to drop about Fidelity? Insiders know something? Who knows? There's less Bitcoin out there. People are buying Bitcoin. How about that? That's a simple explanation out there. I'm sure there's some institutions that are getting interested in it. I'm sure the 10K thing is waking a lot of people up. And again, it was just a few months that it was down, really. But I mean, again, November it went under $6,000, and then it stayed like a half year under 6,000. That's not that long of time. People were accumulating it slowly. There were so many weak hands panicking during that time. Here's an explanation, Bitcoin primitives. Around April the 1st, all the weak hands were gone. I mean, like the big talking weak hands, the ones that are just that just had to sell. That was it. The holders of last resort took control once again on April 1st of this year, and I'm proud to be one of them. Pound that like button. And then again, the people who were going to sell, they were gone. They sold. Less people out there to sell. Slowly but surely, more people started coming in to buy. People who used to own returned to buy. The institutions clearly are buying a little bit more, maybe a lot more. I don't know. More people are buying now. The weak hands, they're gone. A lot of the weak hands are gone. And again, there are going to be some people that are going to be, taking their profits, taking some money off the table, giving the IRS all sorts of short-term capital gains tax, whatever. If they want to do that, they're going to do that. But let's see how this plays out. With the again, it could go down by $3,000 tomorrow. I don't know. Who knows? You got to keep your strong hand though, because again, we're talking about the halving. We haven't even reached the halving hype yet. They haven't, those mainstream articles, they barely even mention the halving. Okay, there's something called a halving coming. I mean, it's not even, they're not, the articles aren't about the halving. Just wait till December. Wait till January. See what's going on then. Again, remember the 210,000 block theory for you fiat freaks out there. Still, throughout history of Bitcoin, you take a date, you add 210,000 blocks to that date. Oh, that new date, it's worth more in terms of fiat. We're still doing that. We're still on the path to that, very much so. We'll see how long that lasts. And again, Every single time the all-time high has, in terms of fiat, has been broken. We're one day closer to that happening again. So there's all these gold people out there, or at least Peter Schiff, talking about gold. And it's not, I don't care what he says anymore, okay? I think that December 8th, that one sums it up enough for me. And again, you guys can send me articles about Schiff, but whatever. I'll talk. He clearly is a stubborn dude who's got a vested interest in gold. And again, Doug Casey's a stubborn dude that has a vested interest in gold. But what differentiates him, he got into Bitcoin and he got into all these altcoins too, which is ridiculous, but whatever. But so I'm thinking to myself, I was playing around with Ethereum a little bit because of that Serenium Bitcoin airdrop, that crypto dividend. Serenium, I talked about it last week. You had to claim it through the Fork Delta and all that stuff, okay? So that I never played with Fork Delta before, and it's basically run with an Ethereum smart contract or whatever, and it was kind of cool. It's kind of neat. It was kind of funky, and it wasn't that smooth all the time, but it was very interesting. And again, the Ethereum is, like it or hate it, it is programmable money. You could do some interesting things with it. It isn't Bitcoin. It is, and we've been saying this on the show for a long time. I mean, since Tortomeester came on quite some time ago. It's apples and oranges when you're trying to cook. Ethereum isn't supposed to be a scarce commodity like Bitcoin. It isn't supposed to be gold, but you can do things on it. You can program things. It's very interesting, that Fork Delta. It's very interesting. How you can even claim crypto dividends with it, and that you will be able to issue ICOs on it. And again, ICOs are wild. I'm not saying to buy ICOs, but you can. Clearly, that was a use case of Ethereum. So I'm bringing this up because it's going to be bigger than gold. Ethereum will be bigger than gold too. Okay. And I start, are there going to be other altcoins that are going to end up bigger than gold also? And maybe like the winner of the privacy coin sweepstakes. And we're going to talk about privacy coins in a second. But I would think, if there's really a king of the privacy coins by the end of 2020, I mean, that one could become bigger than gold also. Again, we're entering a technologically centered world. We're already in a digital world, okay? It's not like all those young 20-somethings or 19-year-olds are going to want to buy gold, okay? Peter Schiff is living in a fantasy world if he thinks that's going to happen, or any of you actually think that's going to happen. Gold is old. Drop gold. It's so clear. So we all know Bitcoin is going to way surpass gold. It is the new form of digital gold. But what other cryptocurrencies will be worth more than gold? Will be more that people will want to hold more so than gold? And I think Ethereum definitely. I think definitely. And Litecoin has all these blind followers that think it's so great because it's the silver to Bitcoin's gold. I mean, they could drag it. They could drag Litecoin past gold for all I know, for some not so legitimate reasons. It's just a thought experiment right there. How many altcoins will be bigger than gold one day? Now, currently, I got to tell you guys something. I think a lot of you would agree with me on this. If someone said, "Hey, Adam, I know you value your wealth in Bitcoin, Adam, and I know you're just going to buy Bitcoin with this. So, what would you rather have, Adam? Would you rather me give you gold, or would you rather me give you some altcoin?" Well, what's the obvious answer to that question? Of course, I would rather you give me some altcoin that is tradable on an exchange. Let me put a little asterisk there, but that's a lot of altcoins, than gold. Because if you give me an altcoin, you can immediately send it to me in 1 second. And then 2 seconds later, I can turn it into Bitcoin on an exchange. If you give me a rock of gold, how the heck am I going to turn that into Bitcoin? Really? It's going to be a pain in the butt. How about if you give me a rock of gold when I'm in Uruguay? What am I going to do? I'm going to have to find a place in Europe. I don't speak the language. I'm going to have to I don't know what I'm going to do. Again, I can't take it back on the plane with me. I can't take it back on the plane with me. I'll be crazy. I'll get arrested probably if I got a block of gold with me. Unbelievable. Again, but even if I was in the United States here in LA, where I'm only going to be for a week longer before I get back to Baltimore, you give me a block of gold. How am I going to turn that into Bitcoin? Is that easy to do? No, it's much easier if you give me like some 5th tier altcoin that's on some exchange. I'll turn it into Bitcoin in 1 second. So yeah, I would much rather have an altcoin than gold, period. Pound that like button. Golden holders, I respect, the people who were golden holders, you got to morph into digital golden holders now, okay? You were all about stacking that gold, saving it, just keep that mentality into Bitcoin. You're savers. You are golden holders. That's great. Pound that like button. Peter Brandt has this. Okay, now this is a clickbaity tweet. Now, but there's a reason I'm sharing it. I don't like clickbait, but I'm sharing this. Bitcoin takes aim at a $100,000 target. Bitcoin US dollar is experiencing its fourth parabolic phase dating back to 2010. No other market in my 45 years of trading has gone parabolic on a log chart in this manner. Bitcoin is a market like no other. And I share this because, again, I got a lot of retweets, but he does not factor in crypto dividends at all. Doesn't factor it in at all. No one does. No one factors when they're talking about how well Bitcoin has performed since 2010. They don't show, how much you would have made. You also own Bcash, BSV, and B Gold right now. They don't put that in there. So Bitcoin's done better than all these magical charts show. These guys are so into trading. They're so obsessed with trading that they don't even collect their crypto. They don't think that's a real thing. They don't know. They don't even know that you get interest on your Bitcoin. The proper chart is you say, hey, if you held Bitcoin since this day in 2013, your one Bitcoin is now worth $11,000 plus the Bcash, which is worth $400, and the BSV, which is worth $200, and the BTG, which is worth $30. That is and you add it up, and that's the total worth of your Bitcoin. So your one Bitcoin is actually worth 1.2 Bitcoin, which is this much in fiat. But they don't talk about this. This is, you have your 40 years or 45 years of trading experience. Yeah, it's clear you're a pure trader. You don't even know that in this asset class, you get freaking interest if you actually hold it and don't trade it like your magical charts encourage people to do. And again, this is really big when taken to, again, we talked about the Australian Bitcoin auction back in 2016, and one guy, he got 2,000 Bitcoin then, and Bitcoin was like $600 back then, okay? So we don't know how much he paid for each Bitcoin, but we do know he has not moved his 2,000 Bitcoin at all. So everyone's like, oh, well, it's 2,000 times 11,000. That's how much money, that's how much his Bitcoin's worth now. Oh, no. It's worth 6% more than that. Because again, you can tell he never split off the Bcash, the B Gold, or the BSV. You can see he never did that. So again, that's basically 6%. So his 2,000 Bitcoin from just holding it all that time is really 2,120 Bitcoin worth of cryptocurrency he has. He should quickly change. He should change trade those Bcash. He should trade his crypto dividends into Bitcoin now, okay? But again, his 2,000 Bitcoin from just holding it since that day in 2016, which he probably paid like $600 per Bitcoin. He now has the equivalent in cryptocurrency of 2,120 Bitcoin. Okay, that's tremendous. That's really true. So he made 120 in Bitcoin in cryptocurrency interest. Okay, which 120 Bitcoin worth of cryptocurrency interest. That's more than most people have in Bitcoin. That's how much the dude made in interest if he sold it today, which he should do. But again, this shows you the magic of crypto dividends. Okay, and that and it's never factored into these charts to show how well holding Bitcoin is done, because they're not talking about how well holding Bitcoin. They've just got the trader's mentality. They've kept it on Coinbase the entire time. They've kept it on some trading account the entire time where they haven't been credited with the B Gold or the Bcash or the BSV. Thank you, those people who made those crypto dividends. Even though you were trying to destroy Bitcoin, go ahead and make my day. Bitcoin is the one. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. You gave us all this interest. It is great, but it's rarely talked about. You hear it here, though. You hear it here. You get the insider information here. Not even a man with 45 years of trading experience can tell you that there. All right. Strong hands, stack those sats, says just learn Bitcoin. Thank you, dude. Moving on. Yeah, I've got a link to below is a special podcast where I combined a clip from a 2014 show of mine where I was talking about $10,000 in Bitcoin, and a 2016 show of mine when I was talking a little politics in Bitcoin. So if you like to hear like a 7-minute audio clip, it's linked to below. And it'll probably be in video form eventually one of these days. But yeah, get a sneak peek now. I wanted to quickly say that Bitmain they say that Bitmain is planning an IPO in the United States. If they actually do that, I mean, that would be huge. Again, you could be the biggest Bitmain hater in the world, but they were successfully pull off a American-based IPO. That's just huge for the space. They'll get so much attention in the Bitcoin, in the cryptocurrency. That's great. So you could be a Bitmain hater. I wish them all the luck in the world. I hope they pull off their IPO. And so CoinDesk said that Bloomberg talked about that. I don't, whatever. It's a quote, but everyone forgot about that article because all the fiat freaks started going crazy because Bitcoin was under $10,000 and now it's whatever it is right now. So yeah, that actually is that's a big story. That's an important story if they actually pull it off. So I hope they pull it off. I hope they pull it off. That'll bring some more institutional interest. That'll bring some more legitimacy, in the eyes of all these big money people who are still a little scared off by Bitcoin. But they'll learn. They'll learn the hard way if they have to. So you learn before they learn. Okay, all the big money people that are holding off until there's a major corporation in the Bitcoin space that has an IPO. You want to get in before them, and you want to pound that like button right now. And moving on. All right. Actually, I'll save this for next time because I didn't even mention it in the title. A sign of a bull market is I'm getting contacted by all sorts of scammers again, and people are some guy wanted to talk ICO with me. I mean, good sign. I mean, that's bullish. That the dregs of crypto are coming back, and they're starting to scream and try to rip people off, and whatever. This is where the big boys play. You got to be ready for that stuff, guys. Don't get tricked. Keep that strong hand. Hold on to the Bitcoin. Gosh darn. I was going to talk about. I went on so long about these. All right, let's talk real quick about the Stefan Molyneux show. I talked about this yesterday, so you can watch this on Saturday show also. But Lynette Zhang, one of the classic doomers, who is still telling people to buy gold and silver. She was on a Stefan Molyneux show, and at the 35.30 mark, and I linked to it below, she admits she doesn't know anything about Bitcoin, and she says that the governments, she tries to twist it around because governments, they want to have a government-controlled cyber currency, and because of that, she doesn't like Bitcoin, and then she just totally avoids the subject. Again, dudes, if you're still like taking the financial advice of people like Lynette Zhang, and again, Peter Schiff is better than her, but guys, there isn't good, and she's just waiting for that financial reset. She keeps talking about that financial reset just around the corner, just like it was in 2017, just like it was in 2016. Guys, I hope you're not falling for it. I really hope you're not. I talked about that a lot yesterday, but yeah, during this huge Bitcoin rally, she still has tons of followers, and the people in the comment section are just saying how smart she is, how great she is. Yeah, because again, she confirms their doom prophecies. They can't wait for the doom prophecies to happen. And again, if those doom prophecies actually happen, if the world was in that horrifying of a state, all those guys would go like run and hide under a rock or something. I mean, it's just all these guys. I don't understand the psychology behind it at all. Don't understand the psychology. It's so negative type of stuff that I'm even bringing it up. It makes me want to vomit that I'm bringing up such negative people like Lynette Zhang, whose whole basis is of her financial basis. Her way of making money is scaring people. It's just and promoting doom, getting people on this mentality of doom that's never going to happen. There's nothing wrong with having insurance. There's nothing wrong with treating Bitcoin as insurance. But again, if you think this world is going to end and that there's really like not much to live for, and that the only thing that's going to like make you feel, give you worth is if it all comes crashing down, that's just I don't get it. Don't get it at all. Because if if society comes crashing down, financial reset, that's a tough life. That's a tough life now. And we're so far. And again, she says that, the United States isn't that far away from being Venezuela, which again is totally total scare tactics. It's a great world we live in, people, and Bitcoin is an incredible opportunity. It's a positive opportunity for people in motion, and it's a way to opt out of all the inflation. Opt out of again. You can ride the wave of inflation. It's just you got to work a little harder every year to buy more and more stuff. Blah blah blah. I mean, some people can make more and more money, but you can't. A house gets more expensive every year. Everything gets more expensive every year because of inflation. That's the game we're in. It's not ending. That's the fiat game of the whole entire world. And it's not going away. It's not going to reset and everyone go back to gold. It's not happening. It's not happening at all. So a way you can get out of that system is being Bitcoin. It's limited supply. And there you go. You could transfer it anywhere in the world. It doesn't rely on the world coming to an end. It doesn't, of us becoming cavemen again and just handing rocks to each other. No, it's a modern solution to the inflation problem, and you don't have to be a part of it. Nope. And the world isn't ending, so it's a great opportunity though, and I think you'll want to be part of it. And it's an insurance policy at the same time, just in case things get bad in whatever country you're in. All right, I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Like this video, share this video. And it's not over yet. The Zcash thing. I got to bring up the Zcash real quick. Oh my God, as I said in the title, Zcash, there's an article below. They might have to start a new blockchain. But then all the people that had Zcash would also have that new coin. The article is linked to below. It's a little odd, and I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but I do wonder, is some of this Zcash worry that's out there, and again, you can read the article, if that's making some people more interested in the MimbleWimble coins that are already out there, Beam and Grin, because Beam and Grin have gone up a lot lately, as Andy Hoffman has pointed out numerous times. So it's clear that in terms of privacy coins, that the MimbleWimble flavor of the month is out there, man. And maybe it's because that some people are a little freaked out by some of this weird Zcash new blockchain talk that's out there. Again, the article is linked to below, and who knows? Maybe people are just more interested in privacy coins now, and that's why Beam and Grin are going up in value. Maybe, but here's what I got to say: it's clear. Let MimbleWimble coins be the flavor of the month, okay? And if people want to buy Beam and Grin, I don't know why the heck they want to buy Beam and Grin when all you have to do is hold Bitcoin, and you're going to get a third MimbleWimble coin called MWC. After July 19th at some point. You got to register by July 19th. So why pay for some type of MimbleWimble altcoin flavor of the month when you can get it for free by just holding Bitcoin? I don't get it. So yeah, Zcash, if you're doing bad and that's helping the MimbleWimble name, great, because I'm about to get it for free. No way in heck would I waste my precious Bitcoin on a Zcash or on a Grin or on a Beam or whatever, when I'm going to get this MWC for free. And again, Zcash is not, I know that's not the same thing as MWC, and that's the whole point of this, that maybe people are losing faith in this Zcash type of thing, and they're starting to get interested in this other type of privacy coin with the MimbleWimble features of Beam and Grin. But again, why not just register your Bitcoin and get this third one for free and see how well it does, and hope that it's still the altcoin flavor of the month and you turn into more Bitcoin. So I am glad I didn't forget to say that part of the show. Also, Libra has a Twitter account. I link to that below. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Subscribe to our channel, like this video. Pound that like button, bang that bell button. Click on the squares. I'll say hi to you guys in the chat right now. Bye-bye.